Okay, so I know I said I'd get a better mic, but the delayed date got further delayed. Pandemics, am I right? But y'all voted democratically on Instagram for me to go through with this anyway. It's time for my art book collection. Sketchbooks, notebooks, and everything in between. Some of these are from like high school. Like, look at these. And they've just got so much stuff in them. Like, yeah. God, this is bad. Okay, obviously I'm kidding. This is a collection of like all my music stuff. Like whether it's like, you know, the software I use, like, you know, the sets that I film all the stuff on, or of course my instruments. That said, if you ever want a video on my art books, let me know because I love these things to pieces. Yeah, no, though, today is music. Though I consider myself a writer first and foremost, I am very charmed by tune making and the like. You've probably seen a lot of my music because it's kind of the thing that I post the most. My visual art style is still very much developing, and every time that I post like a poem or something, I'm basically telling it it'll never be published because that's just kind of how it works there. So yeah. I post a lot of music, and this is a video outlining everything used in those processes, because it is processes plural. Producing, songwriting, and instrumental stuff are all very different processes. Anyways, I'm going to split this video into 3 categories. Actual instruments, tech and gear and such, and aesthetics. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. Without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to start with the obvious here, which would be instruments. The first instrument I ever owned was this lovely lady here. This is Selma. Oh yeah, by the way, apologies in advance because all of these have names because I have hyper empathy. Anyways, like I said, this is Selma. I got her in the fall of 2012, initially as a rental, because that was back when I hated concert band. That was a short-lived phase of my life. Anyways, I'm gonna be blunt. A lot of anime themes were played on this lady here. She went on all the band trips with me, and then in 2018, I had to take her out of commission because I'd essentially played her to death. Yeah. I was actually told by the people at the local music store that it would cost more to repair her than to replace her, so it was probably just smart for me to get a new flute. But, you know, I don't know if you can tell, but she is pretty. Basically, the pads under her buttons are very damaged, so a lot of air leaks out, so a lot of things sound very uncomfortable and breathy. But yeah, no, I still keep her around both out of nostalgia and because I can use her for a lot of stuff. Like, I actually used her in a short film I did with a local theater company called Contrast because I was intentionally going for kind of a broken sound. She has uses still, and I think I would cry if I had to throw her away. But yeah, no. After 2018, all of her fluty duties are being covered by my next flute. Celine here, I got her off Craigslist in 2018. Yeah. And she is a Yamaha intermediate flute. I initially thought she was one of the flutes with, like, you know, a special foot joint that allowed her to play extra low notes. She is not. She's one of the weird models that like has like removable little buttons so I can play open hold, but I never do that because I love myself and that stuff is scary. She plays like a dream, and I am so glad she's part of the family. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Okay, so if you don't know me as Flute Girl, you probably know me as Cue Chord Girl. This is Techno the Cue Chord, and I got her also off Craigslist. And yeah, I got her for $350, and she came with a bunch of extra little things. This big old case, which is sometimes valued at about $150 on its own. And of course, I covered it in stickers. Who do you think I am? And she came with all the song cards. There are more, but I put them somewhere. These are basically like little rhythm cards you can put in that create backing rhythms, because it comes with some backing rhythms, but only a few. Anyways, if this is somehow your first time seeing me mess with this instrument, let me just kind of go through it really quickly. Basically, here's how it works. This is the on button, and then these are all the backing rhythms, which, again, the aforementioned song cards add more of. Ta-da! You can also add, this is fun, you can add like an intro, an end, or a fill. That's lovely. Drum play is the second part, besides the preset beats. And I'm just going to use easy play for this, which basically means no rhythms, just... yeah. And there are about 100 different drum play voices. You have to kind of go through a weird way to figure those out. Basically, you gotta do that.
I've had way too much fun with this instrument, if you couldn't tell already. But yeah, no, it's very easy to use, and you can play several different kinds of chords. You can't play like 9th chords or like 5th or 6th chords, but you can play, like you see here, you can play major, minor, 7th, major 7th, minor 7th, augmented, and diminished. And she's going to probably be the centerpiece of my second EP, which I'm going to start working on once I release the first one, which will come out eventually, I swear, I promise. Now we're entering the kind of gimmick and unplayable instruments section of this video, because I'm mainly only playing my flute and my keyboard, but I have a bunch of other instruments through various means. For example, up next we have William the Wimpy Violin. I got him for free as part of the short film thing that I did with the theater company that I mentioned before, that I used Selma for. Look, Ma, I'm gonna play Riptide. I'm gonna have to pick you up for this next one because I don't like moving it. This is kind of a hot mess, but this is Fritz the keyboard. This was a well-loved instrument by 2 children, my sister and I, who never learned how to play keyboard. We would normally just put on the demo tracks and just dance to it. It was a lot of fun, and there was a brief phase in like 2018 where I was like, I'm gonna finally learn to play keyboard. And then it takes like 5 minutes of like wiggling the cord around to make him even make like a couple noises. So yeah, now he's just kind of decoration, and he holds this tapestry up that my grandmother gave me one day. And under the tapestry, it's my Warrior Cats collection. Yeah, you might be familiar with these books because these are the ones that I stacked vertically in one of my first YouTube videos. Why did I do that? I don't know, because I could. You know, that's Fritz's life now. He's the guardian of the Warriors books. Okay, yeah, now we're just heading into gimmick territory. This is Franny. I got her at the thrift store, and she was $8, and she was an impulse purchase. Like, a week before this trip to the thrift store, I'd watched a video by a YouTuber, and it was like making music out of solely thrifted instruments, and I was like, I want to do that, but I didn't have a microphone, so she's just kind of hung around since then. This is Bella the Rainstick. Yeah. God, she's dusty. I literally just pulled her out of stores like a hot minute ago, so, and she's also kind of falling apart, so that's fun. But yeah, I bought her in Costa Rica. That's why it says Costa Rica here. I really do want to use her in a song sometime, but that time hasn't quite come yet, so in the meantime, she's just a conversation piece and something fun to mess around with. Guess what? More instruments purchased abroad. I know, I can't help it. I see an instrument and I need to buy it. I'm just the worst. These are Bean & Bomb, and this is Russell. Yeah, I got them in Cuba on a band trip. And guess what? They came with a bonus thing. They came with this little toy car. The seller just was like trying to like sweeten the deal because I was looking at like something. I want to say it was Russell, and he just kept trying to sweeten the deal. So he threw in the maracas, and he also threw in this little car. This is like not even the only model car that I own from Cuba, because they try to sell them to you. Like, I had a lot of fun in Cuba, in case you couldn't tell. Like, I only have fond memories of Cuba. Last but not least is this guitar I can't play. It's not even really mine. It just kind of hangs out in my room. I didn't give it a name because it's still technically my father's, and that feels weird. It's like a 40-year-old guitar, so I don't know anything about its brand or anything. Well, I know it's a Renaissance brand, but I don't know how much it would cost. Yeah. I used to play it a lot, but recently my wrist inflammation has been acting up, so I don't anymore. Every time I play it for like 30 seconds, my wrists like act up, and I have to have them bound for like the whole day after because they're just in that much pain. But hopefully one day I'll be able to play this guy again. So, time for part 2 of this video, which is tech and gear. I know that's a pretty broad category, but just stay with me. If it makes it any easier, none of these have names. I guess my laptop is probably the best place to start. It's from like 2018 or so. It's kind of a going to college gift because I was going to college. And it was much needed because I'd been using the same laptop for about like 8 years before. It was from like 2011 or something. Planned obsolescence is a nightmare. The DAW that I currently use is LMMS. It is completely free. I've never spent $1 on like production technology of any kind. All my samples and all my VSTs are freeware as far as I'm concerned. There might be a couple that, like, you know, were in packs my production friends sent me that should have been worth money, but as far as I'm concerned, everything I've gotten free and legally. Yeah, I'm hoping to upgrade DAWs once I release my EP, which I'm gonna do, I swear. I'm not going to show you guys what my samples and VST folders look like because they're an unknowable mess. I will say really quickly that the mic that I purchased that is taking like, 2 goddamn months to get here is a blue snowball. Like, I know that USB mics have a kind of stigma, but honestly, I'm not really going for like, a super high definition sound. I'm not going to be making ASMR over here. Make bedroom pop, for goodness sake. Like, especially because like, music is still a hobby that I really enjoy. I'm not really going to be getting the big gear. Maybe if I get a record deal, but not for now. Up next, we have my editing headphones. These were, I think, a hand-me-down or a gift of some kind because I need noise-canceling headphones because the world is too loud for me sometimes. Yeah, I use this whenever I'm, like, mixing something and just need to, like, have an attuned ear and just make sure everything sounds okay. It's really good for, like, picking up, like, little clicks or clips or whatever. And they make what would be very frustrating, slightly less frustrating. It's still frustrating, but only frustrating and not very frustrating. And I guess up next is my phone. It's like the first phone I have that isn't a hand-me-down, actually. I think it's like an iPhone 8. I use this for filming, photographs, and basically anything except for YouTube videos, which I use my camera for. So, like, you've seen me use this whole time, whether you knew it or not. Okay, so up next is sheet music. This isn't all of them. This isn't even like half of them. But yeah, like I said, my first instrument was flute, and I was kind of classically trained, I guess. I was in concert band and also did private tutoring. I got free pieces through concert band, but everything here was purchased. I've been kind of accumulating a collection over the past. Now, I've probably paid like $250 over the past 7 years, and of course, I don't know the exact value of all my concert sheet music because I got it for free. But like, I guess you have to like. I'm pretty sure you have to like pay to purchase it, so I don't know. It's value. And here's the next one. I'm gonna have to pick you up for this, so sorry. My music stand. Yeah. Ta-da. I don't know how much it was because it was a gift. But that little thing here that I use is kind of a paperweight to keep my sheets from falling off. That was $30 and I got it at a local market. Okay, pardon the different angle, but this next section is going to be aesthetics, which is basically going to just be where I film. Obviously, the first one is just outdoors in general. I live right by a local park, so I do a lot of things there because I find a very nice kind of bit of like natural scenery and such. But I also have some setups in my room specifically for like filming and stuff. And the first one is this. This is where I used to film all my old flute videos. If you remember this, I don't know, you've probably been here too long. I put it at like completely priceless because everything here was either a gift or like some kind of flea market, secondhand find. I used to put the title of the song that I was covering like right here. And of course I'd have the little snow globe thing going because that just gave it a bit of character. And this does still light up. I just, I don't want to waste the battery. I don't really use this much anymore because I tend to do all my flute videos outside. That said, if you have any flute requests, please give them to me. I love covering things for people. Yeah, well, I do most of my flute stuff outside now. My cue cord setup is kind of indoors out of necessity. So here's my cue cord setup. Yeah, it's, again, very simple. I rest my phone against this, which is a scrapbook that I'm still filling out and stuff. And this is the light I use. The lighting here is admittedly not very flattering on its own, so I do this. And it also comes with this little rainbow thing underneath that I might try using more. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know the price of anything here either, because that was a gift, because everyone always gives me notebooks, because what else do you get someone whose main thing is writing? And of course, this was also a gift. This was from my parents, I think, and it was like right after I came out, hence the rainbow theming. Thanks, parents. And yeah, one more thing. It's my blue snowball mic! Yay! Hopefully my next videos will have some of this high quality. It isn't attached to a camera, but I imagine I'll be very liberal with voiceover from now on because I honestly just really love using this thing. It is a dream. I literally just plug it in and I can talk into it and it just sounds so good, and I can't wait to make music with it. Maybe this means I'll actually finish my EP on time. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? But yeah, that's the video. If you want more in-depth look at any of these, like an instrument or something, just let me know. I'd be happy to do that. And maybe I could share one of my other collections next time. I do vintage toys, I do sensory objects, I do Roger Rabbit memorabilia. I'm all over the place. Maybe even a room tour? I don't know. I'm really open for anything. I just love making videos. It's like weirdly relaxing for me. I don't know though. If you watched this whole thing, thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want. Only if you want. This is your internet experience and I am not going to infringe on it any more than you want me to. And I hope you're staying safe and sane. Love you all.